Hi there, Karen here. I went on holiday last week to Spain, and before I went, I created a couple of page kits in case I had some time to do some scrapping. In the end, I only did one page, and this page kit I didn't get to use. I put it together from my July hip kit, just picked out a few bits and pieces here and there. As I'm sort of showing you here, there's a few bits of ephemera and some alphas and some papers, and some of the papers I did actually cut ready to go. Did a little bit of preparation before I went. Hadn't a huge plan what I was going to do, but I put a load of bits and pieces in the kit in the hope that it would all come together when I got to do it. So I ended up doing it when I got home and filming it for you guys. So the papers I'm using, the main paper here is this beautiful paper by Paige Evans from her Oh My Heart collection, which I'd cut already into that triangle to go across one side of the page. And that bit of backing paper is the backing, the B side, I suppose, of the Maggie Holmes Hello Beautiful paper. I used quite a lot of it for another layout, but this piece I thought would be good for the backing. The paper I'm just cutting at the moment is the back again of the cut apart sheet by Bella Boulevard from her Make Your Mark collection. I cut it to size, and then in the end I changed my mind and I used something else. So it looks like it's about to be all stuck together, but it won't actually make it on. And while I was cutting that up, I noticed this 3x4 piece on the cut apart sheet on the other side, and I thought actually that goes really well with my daughter's skirt. Somehow it seemed to pick out that colour scheme. And this paper is absolutely gorgeous. It's the one from Dear Lizzie. It's from her Lovely Day collection, and it's called Colour Me Pretty. And so I'd got these little paint pad, or the little watercolour paints that I'd bought. They're only a little cheap set. Hadn't used them before, so I did that bit of painting before I went on holiday, but left it all intact so I could fussy cut it all out once I started doing the layout. So that's what I'm doing here, just cutting out those florals, and there we are, all done. Because I tried to get the colour to coordinate with my dress so that it would pick up that pink, and also the pink in the Paige Evans paper. And when I was looking for something else in my drawer, I found this piece of pink vellum, and I thought, ooh, I think that would look nicer than the paper that I'd picked out, which was a bit multicoloured and a bit too busy. And I thought this pink vellum was a nice, simple backing paper. I think I was looking for some pink tissue and came across the vellum instead. And I thought that would look quite nice behind the photo and between the photo and the black and white paper. So that's what I've decided to go with. My ATG gun was briefly doing what it was supposed to, but it soon played up after that. I do have all sorts of trouble with that thing. I don't know if I've got a duff one or what, but it always seems to unravel as I'm sticking things down. So I'm just sticking this down onto the backing paper. As you see, my deliberate error, of course, is I haven't stuck the triangle paper down yet, which I hadn't realised. So I will realise in a minute, but I'll get it all lined up and all the flowers in place, and then I suddenly realise that it's not actually quite in the right place, the place it should be, because the triangle paper hasn't been stuck down. But I get there in the end. So I'm just placing them. I'm not sticking anything down, luckily. I'm just seeing where I want them, seeing if I've got enough flowers actually coloured in and cut out, which I decided I did. I didn't need to do any more. And I'll be able to use that paper for something else. Oh yeah, look, there we are. Haven't stuck it down, so it needs to all be peeled off. And I'm just going to try and stick it in place. And then once I do, I realise that the photograph is a bit skew-iff. It's not quite lying straight, so that has to come up and be just straightened up a bit there. That's better. Now we're okay. And I'm just making sure that's all stuck down properly. And now once again, I'm going to put those flowers to play around with them till I've got them where I want them. Doesn't take too long. There's not too many here. I'll soon work out more or less where I want them to go. And I did a few blue ones to pick out the blue in my husband's shirt, just to dot around as well, and to break up the pink a bit as well. I don't want it all to be too pink. And then I found that that was from the Amy Tangerine On a Whim ephemera. And I just thought, if I tuck that in there, it's a much sort of really shiny pink, but I quite liked it as long as it's quite large. But I thought if I tuck it behind there, it gives another dimension and another shade of pink, and I quite like that in there. So yeah, that's okay. So now I've got to try and stick them all down where I have them. So I'll start with the pink one because that's the one that goes underneath, and I'm going to just use my Scotch tacky glue or whatever it is they call it these days. And now it's all stuck down. And now I've got to try and think about my embellishments. I like that banner. Happiness is here. But in the end, I don't get to use it. It was just a bit over the top on the pink. I think we've probably had enough pink on there, so I don't get to use it. So I'm just going through the little pile of ephemera that I'd picked out and put into the kit. There's a little journaling circle there that I'm going to use. So I do fiddle around trying to find the right little accompaniments for this layout. That banner's not going to make it on the layout, and sadly neither is the flamingo. It sticks around for quite a while, but in the end it gets replaced with something else. So what I'd done is I'd taken a lot of the little the wooden pieces and a lot of the puffies, and I just stuck them on odd pieces of either some acetate or some some wax paper, and cut them up. So I just picked out a few for the layout to when I made up the kit, rather than having taken the whole sheets, because I thought it was all about the weight in the suitcase, which I've done in the past. I've taken loads of stuff that I haven't used. And I'm looking for some bits from this little pack that I've got from Simple Stories. It's called Let's Party. So it's got quite a birthday feel about it. And as this was on my birthday, another birthday layout. I didn't end up using the birthday word, but I like that Hip Hip Hooray banner, which we'll make it on a little bit later on. So now I found another little journaling spot there with a little shiny pink rose, which picks up the shiny pink of the big flower in the cluster. I'm going to use that to put to stamp the name of the hotel where we were on our way for a birthday meal with my family. And so I thought I'd got my little wooden stamps. They're on these sort of little wooden posts, so they're quite difficult to line up at times. But because this journaling spot had lines which are quite faint, but they made it much easier to stamp on, so it does come out more or less straight, which is probably the first time I've managed to get these stamps to go straight. But they're nice tiny letters, and I really quite like them. They look a little bit, they're not quite as formal as stickers, and it means you can write whatever you like. And so I've just writing the name. It's Needham House Hotel was the place where we went for a really lovely meal at the end of the day that I'd spent with the family, which wasn't actually on my birthday. It was a couple of days before. So I've just put the date on there, that's the date we actually celebrated together. So I'm just putting on a few more little ephemera pieces here and there that I'd put on a piece of wax paper. So that's a little sort of like a little wooden brad, really, a little wooden circle. And there's another little floral piece of ephemera that I tucked in to cover that corner between the XOXO 3x4 paper and the journaling piece. There was just a little bit of a gap in that corner, which didn't look very nice, so I wanted to put something in there. So that floral piece worked quite well. And I've decided that the flamingo just doesn't work. It was overpowering because it was right next to where I'm standing. It was taking the eye away from the photo, really. So I'm going to find something else to put in that little space. Now I'm just sticking on the journaling. Well, it's not the journaling piece. That's more of a date and place spot. And there, I'm going to put that chipboard flower because it's still sticking with the pink theme, but it's a bit less in your face than the flamingo. So that's going to stay there. I'm still working with that, trying to get that Happiness is Here banner on, but it's not going to stay there. And I find a little tiny, on those decorative brads, a little tiny pink flamingo. So I thought, well, that'll work there. I can put that in that little corner there. because it just picks out the pink in the backing paper. And then I'm going through these Amy Tangerine stickers and picking out one or two here. That's a sheet that's got the dates, the months of the year and the days of the week. So I picked out Sunday because that was the day and popped it there next to the date. And that's written in gold. And I tried out they're clear alpha stickers in white. So the letter is actually in white. But as soon as I stuck it on there, I could see it just didn't show at all. So I quickly popped that off before it got too stuck down. I've decided my title is going to be Happy Together. I know it's not very original, but I couldn't really think of anything else to say. I didn't want to put birthday dinner. I think I've put birthday in a lot of titles that I've been doing, and I'm doing lots of layouts for my birthday, so I didn't want everything to say birthday this and birthday that. So I've just stuck with Happy Together and just writing what we're doing on that journaling piece about that we've gone out for a meal at the end of a lovely day I spent with the family. There'll be more layouts to come on that day. And I'm just popping it in there. And that Hip Hip Hooray banner, I just thought I'd rather like that just at the bottom of that circle. It just kind of fits quite nicely there. So now I've decided to go with these. They're foam gold alphas. They're beautiful. They were actually I think they were in the June kit or one of the other kits anyway. They weren't actually in the July kit, but everything else on this layout is. But because they're quite small and they just fitted nicely and they show up a lot better than the ones I was trying to use. So that just creates the layout, the title Happy Together. And I'm just stapling that little, it's like they're plastic clips really, where it says happy. There's a little pack of clips that came in the kit. I'm just stapling that to the photograph. And I'm sticking down that chipboard flower. That came from we had quite a lot of exclusive ephemera and items from the Hip kit, and that was all from their Summer Bliss collection. And that was the chipboard pieces one of the chipboard pieces that came in the kit. Doing a bit of outlining there just to kind of provide an edge around the paper. I don't like it to be things look like they're going to float away. And just adding a few little pink hearts. There's one that's a wood veneer heart and the others are little shiny stickers. Now going through these Amy Tan sticker sheets again, and I thought I'd just pick out some of these little gold flowers and put those on around the flowers as well. And now I'm looking at the little puffy stickers that also came as exclusive Hip kit puffy stickers that they created. So there were a few bits in there. Have I stuck those on it? No, not yet. I'll come back to those. Some little, I think they're from Doodlebug, little matte dots. Nope, didn't want those. Put it on, took it straight off. Sometimes you just have to not go too over the top with some of these ephemera. Oh, now I'm going for the little puffy stickers that came with the Hip kit. They were exclusive. Putting those in 3 places. Really cute little cameras. Another one in there. And I think the final thing that I've been doing on all my birthday layouts, because I had all these 60 confettis in the shape of a 60s all over my scrapping decks when I had my scrapping day with my friends. And so I thought I'm going to use all these 60s to put on all my birthday layouts. I'm trying not to make them stand out too much. I'm just going to use 3 and just tuck them in a little bit here and there. But I think they need to go on all my 60th birthday layouts. So that's generally the last thing I do on the layouts that I've been doing so far. I think that's the last thing I do. I'll just have to hold them in place to make them stick down. I think that's it. I'm all done. So thank you for joining me. I hope you enjoyed this layout and do join me again soon. Bye.